Bigfoot, the most famous monster in history, and somehow still unemployed by science. For decades, this towering, hair-covered giant has been blamed for broken branches, heavy footsteps, and the sudden feeling that you're not alone in the forest. Eyewitnesses describe a creature over 7 feet tall, broad shoulders, long arms, walking upright like a man, but moving like an animal. Basically, evolution looked at humans and said, let's add nightmares. Footprints are the real bait. Massive, too large to fake easily. Found deep in remote forests, miles from civilization. And yes, before you ask, many were proven hoaxes. But not all of them. Then there's the footage. 1967. A shaky camera, a figure turns its head and looks directly at the lens. That moment still haunts researchers, because if it's fake, it's an incredibly good one. Science says there's no breeding population, no bones, no bodies, and yet sightings keep happening. Different countries, same description, same fear. So the question isn't, is Bigfoot real? It's why humans keep seeing the same thing over and over again. And if this is just imagination, why does it always wait in the woods? Because the next one doesn't even need land. Loch Ness Monster, or simply Nessie. Proof that sometimes a lake is scarier than the ocean. This creature is said to live in a cold, black lake in Scotland, deep, narrow, and so dark that light barely survives past a few meters. Perfect conditions for hiding something that doesn't want to be found. Witnesses describe a long neck breaking the surface, a rounded back, slow, deliberate movement. Not aggressive, just ancient. Photos exist, blurry ones, suspicious ones, and yes, many were proven fake. But sonar scans have detected massive moving objects far below the surface. Too big to be fish, too slow to be logs. Some say it's a surviving plesiosaur. Others say it's just eels and imagination having a bad day. But here's the problem. The sightings never stop. Different people, different decades, same shape. And unlike Bigfoot, this one doesn't leave footprints. It waits under the water. Mothman. Not a monster that attacks, but one that warns. In the 1960s, residents of Point Pleasant, West Virginia began seeing something impossible. A tall, winged figure. Glowing red eyes, standing silently near roads, rooftops, and bridges. Eyewitnesses didn't describe claws or fangs, they described fear. Cars stalling, engines dying, a feeling of pressure in the chest, like your body knew danger before your brain did. Then came the disaster. In 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed during rush hour. 46 people died, and suddenly, the sightings stopped. Some say Mothman caused it. Others say it tried to warn us. Was it an animal, a hallucination, or something we only notice when tragedy is already scheduled? Because here's the unsettling part. Mothman sightings often appear before disasters, not after. And the next creature on this list? It doesn't warn you, it changes you forever. Wendigo. This one isn't born a monster, it becomes one. Originating from Native American folklore, the Wendigo represents hunger taken too far. Not just for food, but for more. More power, more survival, more self. It's described as tall, emaciated, skin stretched tight over bones, eyes glowing in the dark winter forests. Sometimes with antlers, sometimes almost human, which is worse. The legend says the transformation begins with cannibalism, one desperate choice in the cold. And once it starts, it never ends. A Wendigo is never full. It hunts endlessly, growing larger the more it feeds, but never satisfied. A perfect metaphor wrapped in horror. Some believe it's just a story meant to teach restraint. Others swear they've heard voices in the snow, calling their names. Because the real terror of the Wendigo isn't that it hunts humans, it's that it used to be one. And the next creature on this list? It was never human at all. Jersey Devil, a monster born before the United States even knew what it was. Deep in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, legends tell of a cursed child, the 13th baby of a desperate mother who supposedly screamed, "This one will be the devil!" And then it was. Witnesses describe a twisted creature, horse-like head, bat wings, hooves hitting the ground too fast to follow. It doesn't stalk, it doesn't hunt, it erupts into existence. For over 300 years, people have reported the same screams echoing through the forest. Soldiers, politicians, police officers, even newspapers treated it as real. No clear motive, no clear pattern, just chaos with wings. Some say it's folklore fueled by isolation. Others say the Pine Barrens are still largely unexplored, even today. And if a place can swallow towns whole, imagine what else it can hide. Because the next creature on this list, it drinks what Jersey Devil never needed to spill: blood. Chupacabra, literally, goat sucker, a name invented after panic had already spread. In the 1990s, farmers across Puerto Rico woke up to the same scene. Animals dead, no struggle, no meat eaten, just puncture wounds, and blood completely gone. Witnesses described a small, upright creature, glowing eyes, spines down its back, moving fast, silent, efficient, like something that didn't hunt for food, but for fuel. Governments said it was dogs or coyotes. Science blamed mange and fear. But the reports didn't stop. They spread. Mexico, Texas, South America. Different shapes, same outcome. What makes the Chupacabra terrifying isn't its size, it's the precision. Predators leave chaos. This thing leaves patterns. And when fear spreads faster than answers, legends don't die. They evolve. And the next creature on this list? It doesn't drink blood, it wears you. Skinwalker. This is one you're not even supposed to talk about. Originating from Navajo folklore, a skinwalker isn't an animal you discover. It's a human who chose to become something else. The legend says these beings can mimic animals, coyotes, wolves, owls, sometimes even people you recognize, voices included. That's how they get close. Witnesses describe eyes that reflect wrong, movements that start normal, then bend just slightly too far, like a bad imitation of life. Unlike most cryptids, skinwalkers aren't random, they're intentional. They stalk, they watch, they wait until you notice them noticing you. Many reports come from lonely roads and desert homes, knocks at night, voices calling your name from outside. And here's the rule everyone agrees on. If you hear it and it sounds human, don't answer. Because the next creature on this list doesn't copy humans, it replaces them. The Beast of Bladenboro. This one didn't hide in legends. It showed up in newspapers. In the 1950s, a quiet town in North Carolina began losing livestock. Dogs, chickens, even deer. Bodies were found torn apart, not eaten, just destroyed. Witnesses described a large, cat-like creature, fast, silent, and terrifyingly precise. Too big for a bobcat, too agile for a bear. Panic spread fast. Armed patrols roamed the woods at night. The town shut down. Fear became routine. Officials eventually claimed it was just a wild animal, a cougar, a big cat passing through. Case closed. Except the sightings didn't fully stop, and the behavior didn't match normal predators. Because animals kill to eat, this thing killed to dominate, and that's what made it different. Not mythical, not ancient, just close enough to be real. If this made you question what's real, hit like, tell us what you believe in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next.